Salutations to you and yours, Africa. It is, of course, time for the Sport Biz Show with myself, your girl, D Sport, right here at 1AfricaRadioTv. We are doing things slightly differently today. We are in the heart of Johannesburg, particularly in Rivonia at the Muco Guest House, where we will be in conversation with the one and only triple world champion, Gévrise Émane, speaking all things about judo and the developments thereof. Now today, as you can tell by the surrounding, is a very different of its very kind. We are going to be talking about judo. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but judo is an unarmed, modern Japanese martial art, Olympic sport, as well as the most prominent form of jacket wrestling to be competed internationally. Now, I'm not by myself, of course, to your surprise and mine too. I am joined by the triple world champion, Gévrise Émane. Gévrise, bonjour.
Bonjour Dembele.
Bienvenue.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well.
Okay, I'm so pleased to have you here today. There's so much that you and I need to be talking about, but I just want you to take us into judo. What is judo?
As you said, judo, it's a martial art from Japan. And it's also a way of life. And in judo, you have a lot of values. And these values can be also, you can also use it in your life.
Absolutely.
That's why it's really important.
Absolutely, because martial arts, amongst many other disciplines, may be chaotic, but you just teach yourself how to respect yourself first, respect your opponent, as well as respect your teacher, which of course that births discipline automatically. But you first gained recognition in 2005. I don't want to tap into that. All the way in Cairo, Egypt, north of Africa. Let's talk about your life post-2005, where you were just a normal black girl living your life, and here you are today.
Yes, post 2005, I was children, and I started judo at the age of 12 during the secondary school, college in France.
Yes.
And I started with my educational and sport teacher, who was a judoka teacher. And then, as we have a volleyball session, we have track and field session, we have also judo session at school. And then he feel something, you know, something on me and say, oh, okay, Gévrise, let's try judo. I say, oh, okay.
And here you are today.
Yes.
A triple world champion.
Yes.
But of course, we need to fast track. We're still going to go to 2006, where you also did something very remarkable. But the one and only 2007, you defeated United States Ronda Rousey.
Yes, it was during my second World Championship, and I faced Ronda Rousey at the final, and she was really strong also at this time, and she wasn't, as you know, the famous MMA girl. Yes, she's now, but she was really strong at judo with super techniques and with a strong mental, and then, but I succeed.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're mentioning techniques, and because I know there are 5. I know, is it capo or copo? I don't know if I'm saying it right, which is the resuscitation technique. But you also have other techniques. Do you mind just letting us into that?
There are a lot of techniques in judo. You have tashiwaza technique. This means that it's a judo, you know, when you stand up. And you have also newaza techniques. This judo when you are lower up and called newaza in judo. And a little bit the same like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know, kind of these techniques, but not all. And you are a different way to make techniques in judo. So you have legs techniques, you are called ashiwaza techniques in Japan. You have also sodesoi komigoshi, also techniques, a lot of techniques. This means that though you are high, you are little, you are, you know, you can have a lot, you can choose a lot of techniques in judo. So,
absolutely.
And you can succeed. That is really also important.
I love the fact that you mentioned jujutsu, because I think Mr. Shinan, who is the founder of judo, was actually just a young person who would exercise to strengthen his frail body. But you are a triple world champion in this. So it's no longer just about the physiques. It's no longer just about the mental. It's no longer about the art or the discipline or waking up at odd hours in the morning. what is it to you
No,
now?
but it's a mix of all of this. You know, it's really a mix of all of this. It's also, you know, also a way of life. Because when you are high-level athletes, you really think always about who people can help me to become a world champion or Olympic champion or Olympic medalist, and how I can do to succeed in it. And all your mental is on this way, but you have to be physical ready, you're mentally ready, but also organize your life for that. This is really important. And you know, for me, I always think that you have really to be self-confident. It's really important, but also you have also I think it's also important to try, because if you do not try, you can't see what's will happen. So
Absolutely.
yes, and it's important, especially for a fight sport. You know, also with my opponents, we want the same thing. And if I don't take the lead and say, okay, now I'm going to make the attacks, I would just stand like this and my opponent make the attack.
Win.
You know, so.
Absolutely. I love that you mentioned that, because I was just about to say that with judo, it looks like you're just waiting for the opponent to lose their power so that you take their the advantage and just excel. So have you ever had a worst performing match where you went home and you felt like, I should have done more? Have you ever had that? Or is it always just I did well?
No. It's not all the time I did well, because, you know, I also, I lost. I lost fights. And, but when I lost fight, okay, after I go to see my coach and say, okay, what's happened during my fight? And I make the analysis of this. And this is also really important, to make the analyze what I have done during the fight, but what I have done the day before, 2 days before, the week before, the month before, because all these things are really important for the day. You know?
Actual day.
Yes, for the actual day.
Yes.
And it will also be important for the next day, because now I have some skills and I know what I am able to do and what I had to do to succeed. Sometimes I succeed and sometimes not.
You
but
don't. You win some, you lose some. I mean, it can't be a fair game if you're always winning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do know about principles of other athletics and other sports, but then now I'm wondering about the core principles of judo, being a judoka. What sets you apart? What says to you, yes, no wonder she beat Ronda Rousey?
Oh, being judoka, you know, it's a feeling. You know, it's a feeling. It's also a way of life. How to behave inside the dojo, but also outside the dojo, because you're judoka in the dojo as you're judoka in life, and this is really important. And this is a way of a judoka life. Yes.
So, do you guys invest in what you eat? How you fast, intermittent fasting, or you don't fast at all, but there is, of course, a certain drink that you need to take. How does that work? Because I do know with martial arts comes discipline, and with discipline, you don't just eat anything.
No. And you know, in judo, you have different categories.
That's what I'm saying.
7 for men and 7 for women, and for sure, you have to pay attention of what you eat, of what you drink, of also. The way you train, because it's also important. But you know, you have some you do it with your coach, with the medical, with the nutritionist or dietitian. I don't know the word in English, but the people who dietitian, okay, dietitian, and yes, and then you have to deal with all of this and to succeed in judo.
That's interesting. As you have heard, dear Sport Bizza, let us continue this in just a few moments. Get yourself some busting of sweat and some sweets if you may, because we're just about to embellish. I mean, this is, of course, the triple world champion of judoka. Welcome back. It is still, of course, the Sport Biz Show, and I am your girl, D Sport. Well, like I told you initially before we went to the shops, that today we are doing things quite differently. As you can see with my surrounding, we are currently at Muco Guest House, right in the heart of Rivonia. And like I told you, I am not by myself. I am with, of course, the one and only triple world champion, Gévrise Émane. Gévrise, welcome back. We were just about to talk about how you are working on developing judokas, young judokas like yourself out there who are 12, who are 5, who are saying, there must be something in there. So how are we developing? How are we coming up with this? And why are we doing it to begin with?
Yes. Then I will explain in French if you...
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Donc aujourd'hui, je suis vice-présidente à la Fédération française de judo. Et en tant que vice-présidente, je suis en charge des missions sur l'international et sur Paris 2024. Et en ce sens, bien, ma volonté est de développer le judo all around the world, c'est-à-dire hors des murs de l'Hexagone, et de tisser des liens avec les pays aussi amis, les autres fédérations sportives. Et en ce sens, eh bien, nous avons développé un programme qui est le judo à l'école, Judo at School, avec notamment les lycées français de l'étranger. Et la volonté, eh bien, c'est de proposer des sessions judo au sein des écoles françaises et de mettre aussi en lien ces écoles françaises avec les clubs qui sont alentours. Et c'est en ce sens que ça nous permet de développer le judo all around the world.
Okay, so do you have an age group perhaps, or you're just going in for all ages?
C'est vraiment pour tous les âges. Après, c'est vrai que dans les lycées français, c'est souvent l'école primaire jusque aussi, j'allais dire, au secondaire. Mais vraiment, la volonté, c'est de développer dans tous les âges. Après, maintenant, c'est souvent... vous savez, le judo, on commence le judo le plus souvent à 6 ans. Et on dit que le judo, ça peut aller jusqu'à 77 ans, so 6 to 77.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. 77. So you are never going to retire, are you? Well, I wouldn't retire too, dear Sport Visa. Well, so tell me, how is it that you found this? I mean, it's Japan born.
Yeah.
There is a rumor that martial arts was invented in Africa, but judo specifically is Japanese born.
Oui.
In any way, out and about. So you, as a black woman, living your life as you are, how did you know that this was the right sphere to tap into? To say this, I would find my solidarity and feel one with the people that participate in judo. I want to be a judoka.
Mais au début, en fait, le judo m'est un peu tombé dessus. Comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, j'ai découvert le judo à l'âge de 12 ans avec mon professeur d'éducation physique au collège. Je ne savais pas que j'allais être une championne, je ne savais pas que finalement j'allais aussi travailler et être bénévole au sein de la Fédération française de judo. Par contre, j'étais convaincue que j'étais à la bonne place. Et le judo, c'était aussi un moyen pour moi de m'exprimer, de participer à des compétitions sportives, mais aussi de me déplacer et de rencontrer du monde. Et ça, c'est quelque chose qui est aussi important. Et je pense que ça vient aussi de l'éducation de mes parents. Je suis d'origine camerounaise. Mon papa et toute la famille, nous avons déménagé en France parce que mon papa a été muté pour aller travailler à l'ambassade du Cameroun en France. Et on a toujours eu cette éducation d'ouverture sur les autres, la solidarité qui est aussi très ancrée j'allais dire, sur le continent africain. Et ça fait partie aussi de moi. Et cette solidarité, je l'ai aussi retrouvée en judo. Et en judo, on a un des principes fondateurs du judo, c'est le jita koe, c'est entraide et prospérité mutuelle. So all the time, we need to share each other and to help each other.
Oh, I love that. That is so heartwarming. Gévrise, of all the things, why not ballet?
Why not
Why
ballet?
not judo? Yeah, why judo? Why not ballet? You're in Paris. Why not ballet?
Because really I love judo. You know, judo. With judo, you are able to build yourself also. You know, to build yourself as a woman, to build yourself as a man or woman, people, as a citizen. And this also is really important for me. And it's also the way of judo. Not only to build judoka, yes, for sure, you're a judoka, but you are also a man and woman, you are a citizen.
In society.
In society.
And that's what's
Yes.
important. So you've told me about your worst performance. Was there ever a time where you felt you were not supported at all? I mean, it could be, not would, it should be hard.
It's hard, c'est
Yeah.
dur. Oui, oui, c'est dur parfois d'avoir ce sentiment de ne pas être soutenu, mais c'est aussi dans ces moments-là, des moments qui sont difficiles, eh bien, de se poser les bonnes questions et de s'interroger, de se demander pourquoi est-ce que je fais du judo, pourquoi est-ce que j'aime du judo et est-ce que j'ai envie de continuer. Et une fois qu'il y a des réponses à ces questions, faut faire des choix. Est-ce que je continue? Est-ce que je m'arrête? Si je continue, pourquoi? Avec qui? Et donc moi, effectivement, dans ma carrière, il y a eu des temps qui ont été difficiles, où je me suis posé des questions, où j'ai eu envie d'arrêter le judo. Sometimes I want to stop judo, but I say, okay, do I love judo? Why I love judo? And est-ce que I want again to overcome myself, you know? And I say, okay, yes, so I continue.
The challenges that you've set
All
for
the time.
yourself. Wow.
All the time, challenging myself.
Judo, 12 years. How did you balance your life as a child with this love of something that you have and this thing that you knew deep down in your heart you were going somewhere with? You were not a champion at that time.
No.
You didn't dream of defeating anyone in Europe, in the US, anywhere. How did you balance that? Wasn't it an always, Gévrise, why are you not doing your homework? She was practicing. How did that come up? Like your family life?
My family life. Alors, you know, my parents was okay with all the time was okay and let us do what we want, especially because they really love sport. In my family, everybody have done a sport: football, judo, handball, volleyball. Everybody.
Interesting.
Yes, and when I start judo, they say, okay, she going to do judo at school. It's fine. After with the club, it's fine also. But all the time, my parents all the time say to me and my sister and brothers, we are 6, all the time say to me, first school, second sport. So in my mind, I keep with this, first school, second sport. So all the time, and though I go to the INSEP. INSEP is the National Institute of Sport in Paris, the highest one. They say, okay, Gévrise, you want to go at INSEP? No problem, but first school, first we want to have your license. And at this time, I was studying law. So they say to me, you have to have your diploma in law. First.
Then you can
Yes.
do this. And now that you're much older, do you realize the message that your parents were
sure.
trying to relay?
Yeah.
That anything can happen with athletics, but at least if you have something to fall back on, it's much better.
Yes.
Take me all the way back to 2006, where you were the European Judo champions.
At the first time.
Yes, the first time ever.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Oh, I feel really proud of myself, and it was also, I feel also really exciting about this because it was my first title. Because for my first World Championship, I finished second, so I was happy because it was the first one. But you know, I don't want. So.
Yeah, who wants to go to war and take second? Yeah.
So and after with my European title, I said, oh yes, now I am on the good way also because now I'm European title. So the second step is the world title, and after there will be the Olympic one. Yeah. So you know, I built it like that.
And then 2011, championship
Yes.
title once again.
Once again in Paris.
Yes.
In Paris at home, and also at I changed category because I was under 70 kilogram, and after in 2009 I get down to 63. So it was also my first title in 63 in my new category.
Where you were up in the weight class of the
Yes.
63rd kilograms. How does it feel to transition from 63, then 70, then the movements? And do the categories matter in terms of your belts? To say 63 is much lesser than 70. Can you just explain that?
No, you know, it wasn't that. You know, after I've done my first Olympic at Beijing, 2008, and then I was the world champion in title, European champion in title. I won the Paris Grand Slam, which is the most big competition at the international circuit. And then I arrived at Beijing, and I said, okay, yes, so now it's for me also the Olympic title. So I really want to be Olympic champion, but I fall and I lost. And I was really disappointed about it, and it was really hard for me to restart to go in the dojo, to restart to go on the mat. I crying all the time. I really was bad. And I make, in French we call dépression. And then I say, okay, Gévrise, what do you want? Do you want to to do again judo or not? Do you want to stop? So I questioned myself. And then I decided to go to see a psychology, to work the psychology about all of this. Why I'm doing judo, why judo is so important for me, what about my family with the judo, etc., etc. So I find some answer. And one of these answer was, okay, now I need a new challenge. And the new challenge was to get down at 63 kilograms. So that's why I decided to get down.
Which, of course, in turn did build up
Yes,
your
for
character.
sure. Because, yeah. And it was not. It wasn't so easy. But I say, okay, let's go. Let's do it.
And then gradually you went
Yes,
back
but
to your
yeah,
normal
gradually.
self.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So what is your word to a young black child out there who is saying, I'm scared to go into a male-dominated industry? What if I get there and there's stereotypes? What if I get there and I can't make it? What if, you know, that, how do we curb that what if out of that child and say, run with it?
I think the first thing is to be really self-confident. Being self-confident, I think open a lot of doors. And though you don't coach all the cases, it's not so important. If you got 2, if you can go with 2, it's okay. And then you have also to do the appointment and to give your best. And giving your best is the first thing. It's the second thing. You know, be confident, give your best. And try. You have to try.
Yeah, you always say try. Yeah.
Try.
That's important.
Yes.
I hope you are hearing that very well, because you need to try and try and try, which are, of course, the words of a triple world champion, Gévrise Émane. Gévrise, it's such an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Then, of course, before I let you go, time may be of the essence. What is your word to everyone in judo? I'm sure you've noticed as you are growing, as much as you're growing, it's being overlapped here and there. Things change their normal forms. The world isn't as our great-grand ancestors had pictured it today, but we are here now. So what is it that you would love to see, even with the work that you have now as vice president of Judoka? What is the one thing that you're saying you are envisioning in these children that are being coached in the future of judo?
Oh, in the future of judo, I really want that, yes, every child all around the world can make judo, though their condition, you know, although their condition, everybody, every children can do judo, and also can, how I can say that in English, sorry, how I can say
you can
that
say it
build themselves with judo, because as I say, judo is not only to be a judoka, it's also to build yourself as a man, as a woman, black, white, peu importe, you know, and as to be a citizen. And this is really important.
To yourself and to
yourself,
society.
yes, and to the society. And I deeply think that judoka can really apporter to the society. You know, we can.
Great stuff. One question before you leave. Of course, this is Africa.
Yeah.
And Africa is all in one boat. Our leaders, what can our leaders do differently? Or are our leaders doing what is right? And how can we, as the people, help them? Looking from the judo angle. The judo angle being not sport, but just a way of life.
So yes, the judo, it's a way of life, and maybe our leaders can also, you know, make give a little support, more support to the judo, to the clubs, maybe, or to the athlete who wants to become, who wants to practice. But you start your practice, who wants to practice judo, it will be really useful.
Thank you so much. And of course, that was the edition of the Sport Biz Show at Muco Guest House with the legendary triple world champion, Gévrise Émane. Thank you so much for coming, Gévrise.
Thank you so much.
Catch us, of course, tomorrow, same place, same time. We always do this. Sport Biz Wire Wire.